into the online broadcast network, AfterBuzz TV. Over 20 million weekly downloads in over 150 countries, and your number one source for after-show entertainment. AfterBuzz TV, the destination for TV superfans, producing aftershows for over 300 of your favorite TV shows, interviewing celebrities and showrunners, and bringing you behind-the-scenes exclusives. All thanks to E! Entertainment's Maria Menounos, producer Kevin Undergaro, and internet leader Akamai. Now, let the buzz begin!
Oh, the buzz is beginning. What's up, everybody? My name is Ronnie Jr. for AfterBuzz, a familiar face from AfterBuzz LA, but now I'm doing AfterBuzz New York. But I'm here today in Los Angeles, which is really exciting because this is a Spotlight On. So our Spotlight On today is going to be the cast. Get ready for this. The cast of FYI Network's big show. If you love cooking, if you love food, if you love kids, this is the show for you. Get with me on this Man versus Child Chef Showdown. So today we are going to be filled with questions, from the audience. If you guys want to get in on it, you could talk with us, live, interactive. AfterBuzz TV, of course, is the Instagram handle, the Twitter handle. We're kind of everywhere on social media. But again, really excited for you to join us for a Spotlight On with Man versus Child Chef Showdown, FYI Network. And we got the cast, we got the host. So let's get it started. Again, I'm Ronnie Jr. to moderate today. But I'm very, lucky because we have the show's actual host, Adam Gertler, hanging out with us.
Yes, hi, it's nice to be here at the Buzz.
Yeah, but you've been at the Buzz.
Well, on the other side of the Buzz is the Popcorn Talk.
Yeah.
So I actually do a weekly show here, just in the next room, out back, for DC Movie News. So it's, we do DC Movie News on the Popcorn Talk Network, where I get to just nerd out about one of my other passions, which is comic books turning into movies.
Okay, cool. So, but now you get to talk about a show that you were there.
Worlds colliding!
You were, I know, crazy. You were filming it. You were part of, got to see these children, all that stuff, all at one time.
Every lick of it. Yeah. There wasn't a thing that was cut or chopped that I did not witness with these very eyes. So I can, I can comment on the veracity of, the competition. People want to know, is it rigged? Is it a joke? What's happening? How are they making these kids
look like? Are they really children?
Yeah. Are they really children?
All right, well, we'll find out because we actually could talk with them right now. So each of you, I would love to just, send it on over to you. You could do an introduction, and welcome to AfterBuzz. We'll start with you.
Hi, I'm Chef Holden, and follow me on Instagram, Twitter, at Chef Holden Cooks.
Looks like you're a dancer, too.
No, I'm
You did
not.
a little dance move there.
I can't dance for my life.
All right, cool. But if you can't dance, but you own it, I think you'll still get, you'll get through.
Emilee's the dancer.
All right, Emilee's the dancer.
I don't know.
Holden is 42 years old.
All right, he's posing as a 12-year-old, right? 12? 11? Something? Okay. All right, so we got Chef Holden, and we've got next to him
Chef Emmalee Rainbow. Hi. How are
Hey,
you?
Emmalee. All right, and next to her?
And I'm Chef Cloyce.
All right, cool. So the show, can you guys break it down? There's not just the three of you. There's how many child prodigies on this show?
5.
Okay, so we're missing 2 today. And explain to me what it's about. So there's the 5 of you cooking against each other? I mean, I've seen the show, but for those who are just kind of hearing about it, can you break it down, Emmalee?
Yeah, we are actually a team of 5 kids, a team working together. We do 3 different rounds against different adult chefs that come on. So yeah.
Okay, so it's like different chefs every week, and
Yeah.
Oh, okay. And now I hear, Adam, these are like really noted chefs.
Yeah, the chefs that are competing against the prodigies are professional chefs, usually executive chefs, so that means that you run your own kitchen if you're an executive chef. So some have been on competitions before, like Chopped, some have not. But when they walk into this show, they don't really know what to expect. Now, if we do another season, they will know what to expect, so it'll be kind of tougher on them. But I think most of the chefs are expecting it to be kind of a cakewalk, and they get their minds blown.
Because it's kids, right?
Yeah,
that's the idea. But could you imagine, though, if you guys are like an executive chef, you're of a certain age, and a child just like whoops on you? Well, you guys taped it, so you kind of know if that happened or not.
Yeah.
But you can't tell me now, I'm sure.
Well,
Not quite. No.
All right, but it's worth the while to watch to see all that action unfold.
absolutely.
People often ask me what's in it for the chefs because, you know, if you win, you beat a kid, and if you lose, you lost to a kid. So what's in it? But I think once the chefs start cooking, they realize it's a fun show. There are advantages and disadvantages that kind of play into it and handicap one side versus the other, so it's not all cut and dry. And then you realize that the kids actually do have talent, so it's adorable that they're kids, but they're really good cooks too.
Right.
So there's a lot to be learned on both sides.
Adam, the culinary world is, of course, your world, but like jumping on the side of hosting the show and kind of bringing it all together, is that new for you?
No, I mean, I started as an actor before I became a chef, and I kind of left acting to open a restaurant, and then I started doing shows on Food Network and things like that. So I've become a host, and I also cook. So this was like the perfect thing for me to do.
Right. Do you guys have, now I know there's judges, but do those judges kind of switch in and out, guest judges, or is it going to be the same judges throughout the entire season?
There are the same 2 judges for rounds 1 and 2, and there's a new guest judge for round 3 that blind tastes.
Oh, okay. So they just step it up. See, on TV, like you said, they're surprised. There's always something you can do in TV to surprise you and make it tougher, more extreme than the next.
And the round 3 judge is a master level chef. So this would be somebody like Ludo Lefebvre, who's of Trois Mec and Petit Trois in L.A. We had the head chefs of Hatfields and Otis and Penelope. So we get big time master chefs, and in that 3rd round, they don't watch the cooking. So they come in, they introduce the challenge, and then they come back at the end to see the results so that it is a truly blind taste test. Our initial judges, Mike Isabella, who's got many restaurants in the D.C. area, he's on Top Chef, Ali Azain, who's a private chef and a really talented butcher, they judge the first 2 rounds every week. And then in the 3rd round, it's out of their hands. So
that's when we get that guest and we kind of see who's new.
And that's the winner, too. There's really only one winner. The round winners get an advantage each round, and then the 3rd round is the one that counts for all the marbles.
All right, well, I got to talk to the kids because I'm not the best, cook in the kitchen. So I'm like looking at you guys like you're already winning at life, right? So how did you guys even jump into this world of wanting to? Was there family members that were chefs? Like who grows up, 2 years old, 3, 4, I'm gonna be a chef. Like where does that start, guys?
Okay, for me, one of my earliest memories was I was standing on a chair in front of the stove making my eggs for breakfast, and then there was a faint yelling of my grandmother in the background saying, "He's too young for that, get off the stove." And then from there on, it kind of evolved because my dad was also in the hotel business, and it's a 24-hour, 7-day-a-week job. When he was home, he was cooking, so that helped me more, and now I cook for all my friends all the time, and it's great.
You're pretty popular, I'm sure, if you're cooking for all your friends. That's like a very suave thing, you got skills. I imagine the intensity of it, because, again, this is different for me, but like a lot of kids grow up playing like Little League, or little girls go to ballet class, and it's so hardcore. Can you guys tell me, is that kind of what your chef training is like as well?
Well, for me, it's more fun. I don't really force myself to be in any cooking situation that I don't really enjoy. It's not hardcore, nothing's forced. We all chose cooking because we love it. So I think for us it's more just about the passion and really enjoying creating fantastic dishes.
Did you guys know each other before, like through competitions or something? Because you guys are kind of like becoming really close friends, or this is like an experience you just have together, right?
Mm-hmm. I remember on set when we first met each other, it sort of seemed like we had already known each other for years, and we just bonded and became a family.
I wonder why that is. Do you think it's because they're all kind of like coming from the same place?
Yeah, it's obviously a unique thing. We call them prodigies, and that's not really a stretch. Like, they are not just talented cooks, but they're pretty smart kids. Like, they're probably not going to tell you that to themselves, but they're really smart, and we're
here to toot your horn. You guys don't have to worry about it.
They handle themselves in that kind of way. But as you know, like, being like a smart kid, being a prodigy can also be kind of isolating.
Right.
So I imagine, I don't want to speak for you guys, that it's kind of like, oh, there's other people like me out there. When they find each other, they're still kind of not normal, like in their normal schools. I don't want to say you guys are freaks, but come on, your classmates aren't cooking like you are. So I imagine like you found each other, and it's like you have a commonality.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm curious. Do you guys, when you guys watch each other, do you learn techniques from each other? Like, because you do compete, even though they compete as a team, there's only one of them cooking at a time. So I'm wondering, like, how have you guys like shared information and knowledge from like your culinary techniques as you've gone on in the competition?
Oh, wow. We have definitely learned from each other. I have learned so much from these two with knife skills and stuff because I'm mainly a baker, and I've learned so much from his food history and his knife skills and stuff like that. I've learned so much just working with these two and, of course, other kids
All
on
five,
the show.
yeah. What brought, as far as being brought into the show, what was that process like? I mean, how long did you guys film? Because I imagine, if adults are being brought into a show like this, their whole lives are going to go into the show. You guys also have to bring your lives, but your parents maybe, or what, school. Like, can you tell me what goes into that?
Yeah. Do you? Any of
Yeah,
you?
well,
Anyone could talk. We're all.
we filmed for 3 weeks. But, all of our schools, schools today have grown to be very accommodating. So we all have, like, independent study things we can do, and, it helped make it a lot easier.
There's a portion of the day on set too where they have to go into schooling.
Okay.
So we, that's the great thing about hosting a show like this is that you're on the kids' schedules. So they are only allowed to work a certain amount of hours a day.
And we all know from shows they could film for hours and hours and hours.
All of a sudden,
this was a blessing for you.
All of a sudden, everybody can be efficient with time, but working on other shows, it's like a 15-hour day. I'm like, can
Easy.
we just pretend there's 8-year-olds on this show?
Yeah. Okay, cool. Yeah, that's true, because these shows will go on and on. You guys come into the show, you guys become really, really close. I do feel like there's a little bit of challenges with your show opposed to other shows. Do you guys have, like, are you on the clock a little bit more difficult as far as, you have to make your course, in this amount of time? Is that something that happens on the show?
Do you mean like with the timing of the actual
the competitive,
cook itself?
yes, the actual cooking, the competitiveness. Is it because I imagine if you have a lot of time, you could be perfect, but you don't have that, do you?
No, because I'm used to, like I said, I'm mainly a baker, so I light some candles, do it really slowly. It's more like an unwinding thing. So this is a whole new thing.
Whoa. Mind blown. Whoa.
Setting the mood with the baking.
But you didn't get to do any of that on this show.
No. This is a whole different thing that I was not used to, and it's like, okay, start the clock, and it's like, whoa, where are the candles?
Right. So go ahead, Holden.
And compared to other shows where there are kids cooking, we actually have to compete against people that have been training and learning how to cook longer than we've been alive combined.
Yeah.
So
I'm telling you, if they lose to you, they would just really be hurt. Like, we better Instagram them some love, tweet them some love,
Yeah.
a lot of other people are competing against people their own age, but we have to bring it up a whole nother level to be able to compete against people this big who have their own restaurants, and we have our own arena and friends.
Right.
Yeah, that's the big advantage that the kids have. And I will say there are advantages and disadvantages. If you win a round, then the opponent has a disadvantage in the following round. That can go either way. But the advantage that the prodigies have is that it's their home court, and they're all there to cheer each other on, and they get more familiar with the kitchen and the setting. I don't care how professional you are, how much experience you have. When you walk into a foreign kitchen and you have to figure anything out, it costs time. So that is, a fair handicap that the prodigies have. But like I said, other than that, they're all under a clock. And when things go right, things go right. Like, we just had the second episode, and Chef Emmalee will tell you, I was over her where she was making these cookie cups, right? These cookie shots. And I was right in her face. I'm like, maybe you want to make a few more of those because they don't always unmold. And she, Emmalee was like very on task, and she also had a disadvantage of not being able to return to the pantry. So she couldn't get the, the oil?
The cooking oil.
So what happened? You finish the story.
So I forgot my cooking oil, which means that I have no grease. So these cookies probably wouldn't have come out of the shell unless I took the shortening from the shortening paper, because I put shortening in the dough. I took the scraps from that, just a little bit of the leftovers, and put it in the inside, and it did work, but the cookies sadly fell apart afterwards.
So you really got to fly off the seat of your pants and make it work.
Yeah.
I always tell people that, again, the prodigies have an advantage in that they're so on task, they're so focused, they almost have a smaller, their lack of experience keeps them more focused. When you have 30, 40 years of cooking experience and you could do anything, it's kind of harder to focus. The advantage that someone with experience has is that when something like what happened to Emmalee happens is they have more of a repertoire of, all right, now I'm going me to go this way. Now I can course correct.
Experience, basically.
Experience, and that's the whole question that the show asks: is natural talent and raw ability greater than training and experience? And we ask it in a fun way, but it's a legitimate cooking show. Like, you're gonna get ideas. I get ideas about what to cook from both sides of the competition.
Do you guys like doing television? How did that feel?
Oh, it's the most fun. Oh, go ahead.
Why? No, why? Just tell me why.
Just, I remember shooting, after we finished shooting, I was so sad because being on set with this, like, family and shooting every day and doing what I love, also on camera, which is always fun, was probably the most fun I've ever had in my entire life.
Do you guys get your personality out there? It's something that is different. You know, the cooking, I don't know, do you always see your personality in cooking? Not as much, but...
Well, yeah, that's the advantage we have of returning prodigies, is that we actually do have a little bit of we develop with them. On other cooking competition shows, you meet people and you try to get their backstory, and some shows do it very well. But here, we're actually kind of growing and moving along with the prodigies. Like, this is the second week, but it's the same kids. So people, I hope, as the show goes on, again, we're only 2 weeks in, people are going to go like, oh, that's a Cloyce challenge, or that's a Holden challenge, or like, oh, if Emmalee was in there at that time, you know, they will start developing their personalities. Their plates look like their personalities.
Oh, nice.
Yeah,
and, you know, it does seem like your backstories are growing with the show, because, you know, you are still so young and so much to, you know, put out there.
Yeah.
Oh, my God, that's awesome.
Yeah.
Oh, so you like TV, and do any of you do things outside of just the cooking? I mean, I want to say that I saw one of your Instagrams kind of showcases that you're a little bit more of an entertainer. Do you guys get into that world as well? Anybody?
Yeah, I am an actress. So
Oh, okay. So maybe that's why TV was a little easier for you, or
Yeah,
you know?
definitely.
Yeah, but you're more talking about like the family aspect and like, oh, the same people on set
Exactly.
every day. Oh, so that's like 3 cool weeks, right?
Yeah. So
And
much fun.
where does it go from now? So, you know, you film it 3 good weeks, but then you guys have a premiere party, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I heard your premiere party was like super cool and different. Does anybody want to explain how that went?
Do any of you? I've been talking to
Yeah,
you.
so our premiere party, we went to Saddle Ranch, and it was fantastic. We had cupcakes with Man vs. Child logos on them. All of the production team was riding the mechanical bull.
It was
and
hilarious.
Of course, we were all convincing them to do it.
Wow!
Yeah.
So you have a premiere party, like, so you're like, you know, decked out, riding in service to the location.
Yeah.
There's your production staff who you haven't seen in how long of a time at this point.
Oh, it was a long time.
2 months.
Months?
Yeah,
Yeah.
2 months.
So it's like a reunion. You're dressed nice.
Yeah.
And then you're gonna see the premiere with this guy and everyone else.
Well,
Wow.
I actually
Make it.
missed the party. I couldn't make it, unfortunately.
Oh,
I was very
come on.
jealous, but I was really happy to see all the pictures and
Yeah.
everything.
Yeah. There was like cotton candy and bull
It
riding.
looked awesome.
Yeah.
I know. I was really bummed about it.
I mean, who doesn't love Saddle Ranch
And I've
anyway?
fallen off
Yeah.
that bull many a time before.
Oh, yeah, we've all-
I'm no stranger to getting messed up by that bull.
Everyone's
Yeah.
been to the Saddle
Yeah.
Ranch. Real quickly, I kind of want to see Jonathan back there. I kind of want to see about a little bit more about your guys' personalities, because obviously we want to know all about you as a chef. We're gonna do this thing, if Jonathan is ready back there, called the Instagram Roundup. So basically, we're just gonna kind of take photos
Hey, that's me.
from your Instagram. You guys won't know whose photo it is. One's already being displayed, and just kind of tell us what the picture was about, if you even remember the photo. So
Okay, this is a photo I do definitely remember.
this is Holden.
I went to Montana for a fly fishing expedition, and this was one of the fish I got, and it was really cool because this was another community aspect. It was 12 kids from all around the country. Every kid was from a different state, and it was this thing where you could come in for free. All you had to cover was the flights, and then they had the lodging, the fly fishing, and this wasn't during the normal vacation time people come in. This was the time the locals fish. And it was a really great experience.
Yeah, another like community building thing, like you said.
What's on your finger there? Did you hook your finger at some point?
No, that is called a strip guard. Fly fishing, you have to strip in the line.
Oh,
It's kind of like so the flies look like actual bugs, and to prevent you from getting like a bunch of tears and rips along your
Okay.
skin, you have that. It's a microfiber guard, pretty much.
how many? How long ago was this?
This was last summer.
Okay. All right, cool. Yeah, our AfterBuzz research team, we find the
job.
photos. So let's continue
it.
the Instagram roundup and see what other photo we have available. All right. So again, quick description on what we're seeing, and you know when it was, that kind of stuff. Go
She's
ahead.
not an actress. No way.
Well, I have had for years and years and years since like I was like, I don't know, I can't even count.
Since you were a little girl.
Yeah, very little.
Way back in the day.
I've had a love for Phantom of the Opera.
Okay.
So, for like a present for summer, my wonderful sister Ashley took me to Phantom of the Opera, which was just at the Pantages here in LA. And
it's a nice place to see a show too.
yeah, it was fantastic. And it was just the day before Man vs. Child premiered, and I had been doing a countdown with paper from 3 days until the premiere of the show.
A countdown, like online or something?
Yeah, on my Instagram.
Oh yeah,
and I think Twitter.
Because you were the one who said you're online a lot, right?
Yeah, it's too much.
Too much.
It's kind of dangerous.
So why do you stay online so much? Is it you're talking to the people that are watching your show, or you just interactive with your friends, or how's that work?
Yeah, I just like browsing around and seeing different things. Like, I find so many cooking ideas, and I see so many makeup ideas, nail ideas.
Yeah.
Yes.
Oh, okay. So needless to say, she'll probably do an AfterBuzz Instagram photo or something like that.
I think so.
yes,
Yeah.
definitely.
Needless to say. All right, let's continue. If Jonathan's ready for our our Instagram roundup, and let's see what photo this is.
Okay, so this is me with my sisters and my father at the Santa Monica Pier. I had an audition. I'm also an actor, and so we were up in Santa Monica, so we decided, hey, what better way to spend the day than go to the pier? It was right in the peak of traffic hour. Like, well, there's no point in driving 2 hours back to Villa Park.
Yeah.
So
I love that.
we decided to go.
I love that you have like an audition and you get that much family support. Like, that's really cool. I mean,
yeah.
obviously with the chef project, but this too. So.
And by the way, kudos to the parents for for these children who do want to try to pursue things and acting like that. It's great to have a skill like cooking because you'll never not work. That's kind of been my mantra too, is like whenever all this fun stuff goes away, it's like I can always cook. There's always going to be a job.
There's your fallback,
you know.
And you love it though, so it's not really.
I love it. No, I love it.
Interesting if your fallback is something you really enjoy, so that kind of works out. All right, Instagram roundup. Let's see what else we can learn about these chef prodigies. Whose picture is this?
That is mine. I'm the one with
Holden.
the peace signs. Disneyland Space Mountain. It was one of my best friend's birthdays. She's the short one right behind me.
God, she'll be happy you said that.
Yes, it's
You
kind of
should've- you
it's an
should've
inside
said
joke.
She's the intelligent one. Try that next time. But if it's an inside joke,
It's
I
an
guess
inside
okay.
joke. And we all went to Disneyland for her birthday. It was a lot of fun. We all went to all her favorite rides, and that's
Yeah, who doesn't love Disneyland?
Exactly.
I like that. All right, let's see what our next photo is. Hey, she did say when she was a little girl, and I think
The
this
red
is
eye
it
effect.
looks like
Yeah,
your
right?
sister.
this looks like a throwback Thursday.
Very throwback. Yeah. This was, okay, so at my old school, there was what's called a variety show. So I loved Hannah Montana. Now, I did a Hannah Montana song and performed it in front of most of the school for the variety show, and my sister got me all dressed up, and that is a photo.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Look at you go. You were about how old, you said?
Let me think. That was probably about second grade, so 7.
So you've been ready to perform.
Had you started cooking at that point?
No, not
Okay.
yet. I started cooking around 8 or 9, something
Okay.
like that.
And
yeah.
you said your origins into that was like baking is more your, is that kind of how you got it?
That's where I started out. I started out looking, of course, online. And I was like, one day, I wonder how you make cupcakes. So I looked it up, I tried it out, and I was just like, oh my goodness, this is so much fun. So I just snowballed, and it turned into this.
No way. So like
Yeah.
social media kind of got you interested, and then
Yeah, the internet can be used for good things too.
and evil,
Huh.
but but good,
Exactly.
good too.
Yeah.
Did any of you guys have a story like that where you started one kind of expertise and then moved into something different, or?
I didn't. When I was 3, we used to always go to bed with a cooking show. That was sort of our calming thing. That's how my mom would calm us down. So I've been watching Giada, Bobby Flay, Michael Chiarello for 11 years.
With this experience, have you had a chance to like maybe meet them or Instagram tweet them or something like that?
I have not yet,
Yeah.
but that's
I'm sure the people
Definitely
at
a goal
FYI
sometime.
Network could make that happen eventually. I don't know. All right, cool. Let's see what other photo we have in our Instagram roundup to find out more about the chefs.
oh my gosh.
Oh, you're so little.
That photo.
All right, this is another one. For
Yeah,
Cloyce.
so I'm also really into sports, volleyball being my most favorite.
Yeah.
And I play sand volleyball, which
love
is
that. I used to do that
significantly
all the
more
time.
difficult than indoor volleyball. There's 4 less people. You have like 3 less feet on both sides of serving space and whatnot. So this was me back when I was probably 10, 11, maybe 12. With April Ross and Jen Kessie, who are silver medalists for sand volleyball. My friend Zane and my little sister Maddie at Newport CDM.
I like that. Yeah, who doesn't love beach volleyball? That's like a great exercise and
it's so good.
The sun.
I just played yesterday actually.
Yeah,
you said beach day.
Where do you play? Where is your what location do you
Orange
go to?
Street.
Okay.
I play at Newport.
So you got a little taller in the past couple of years. Has that helped your game a lot, or you're like finally?
Yeah, finally. I can get a whole hand over a men's net. For my age class, I technically play on a woman's size net. I'm supposed to in tournaments. So I'm playing like 8 inches higher up than I'm supposed to be. So it really helps me work on my skills and really challenge myself, which is what I really like to do. Challenge myself and make something more difficult just so I can succeed and learn even more. So I can finally start hitting on a 8-foot net. So when I go into club in the fall, I can't wait to see how interesting it will be to have an extra 8 inches of spiking
the
space.
difference in the net.
The net's that much higher. So
well, we support that too. That's really cool. Awesome. And do any of you other kids also play sports at all?
No.
Well, you've got some other very interesting.
I'm starting to get into sailing. I'm joining the high school sailing team. It is a lot harder than it looks, and the first day I walked home with a good 40 bruises. But in the end, it's a lot of fun, and it actually has a lot more skill than most people make of it.
Holden, you also play some instruments, don't you?
I play a few instruments.
Here comes the prodigy thing. Yeah.
Okay, I play trumpet, trombone, bass trombone, euphonium. I used to play the recorder. Used to play the guitar.
Whoa, I can't even walk across the street. That's so cool. You can do all that stuff.
Yeah. So, I mean, like you see, like these are just like hungry little brains.
Yeah.
That's why they're prodigies. They really just process information in a kind of a different way than most of us that maybe, might take to something, maybe not. They're just, they're sponges for knowledge, and it goes beyond just cooking. But, the cooking talent is real, and I've witnessed it many times.
And that's true. The cooking is the exciting part. And to be honest, like going into watching the show as a viewer, I was like, I don't really know. I didn't know how young the children were going to be. So I was like, I wonder if they're going to be, personable to the camera. They're going to be shy. So to me, this is like a really great interview because we're really getting to see so much of you guys. So I'm like, oh my God, they're like, Emmalee's cool. Like, she spells her name with the double M, They all have great stories. So I think that really excites me for going forward to watching the rest of the episodes. And we got more Instagram roundup. Let's see what else we've got photo-wise. Oh.
Okay, that is me again. So this is an article in the Daily Breeze. This was for the show. We had a few people from the Daily Breeze come over. I made a blueberry clafouti, which made you all guys make.
We all started making clafoutis.
And that's
It's a little clafouti club.
Yeah, exactly.
Hashtag, yeah.
And it ended up being just a great day, having the entire article. Yeah.
Yeah, what did they cover? I mean, what did they...
It was mostly about the show and me on the show.
Okay.
So,
Daily Breeze is local to what area specific?
to the South Bay area.
Right on. Guess who grew up in that area? I mean, I live in New York now, but yeah, that's my area. So I was like, Daily Breeze. I was like, we're gonna talk about this.
Oh,
Good
cool.
stuff, man. Oh, what area? You're in the South Bay area. That's kind of where you came up. Awesome. Good for you. Extra kudos to you on that one. All right. I think we got maybe one more. All right. Our last Instagram roundup is. Go ahead, Emmalee.
This was just after the gay rights marriage thing happened, which very excited about still. This was at Century City, the mall. So since my middle name is Rainbow, I had to take a picture in front of it.
And
it was
good timing and everything.
Yeah, exactly. So much fun to support that.
Yeah, of course.
On my Instagram and stuff. And this was just after I had seen Jurassic World, so.
Okay, so you're extra happy.
Yeah,
Yeah,
that was
it's
a
like
great movie.
your middle name, you know, the
Yeah.
country's getting it together.
Yeah.
Awesome.
Yeah.
So everybody likes to make comments about the interesting names of all the chefs on the show, and they think, well, you know, were they cast just because of these weird names?
Did you call them weird names?
They're a little weird
They are
names.
weird names.
One of the guys is
I mean,
named Dylan.
Different?
You got a Dylan,
Dylan?
which is
Okay.
kind of common,
Weird.
but it's still cool. It's Dylan. And then
Yeah.
Estie. Like, I don't know what that means.
Yeah, I like the way they did the episode. Estie, what did they do on the
Don't
episode?
underestimate.
Don't underestimate.
Wasn't
Yeah.
that your?
That was mine.
This
Yeah.
is fun.
That was your idea?
Sometimes-
that was fun?
Sometimes on the set, while the competition is going on, we'll just do puns. Like, you know, they'll conspire and give me stuff, and then I'll say it out loud, and you never know how it's going to actually play out. So
Yeah.
they're
Sometimes
actually
it's really
writing
good.
too now.
Yeah, you
Yeah.
just say stuff, and then all of a sudden it jumps in his mind.
I'll
and
say it. I'll say it. Yeah.
Suddenly he's like cracking all these great jokes. I mean, not that you don't have great
No, hey,
jokes.
I'll take all the help I can get.
Yeah, awesome. Okay, cool. Is there anything else we kind of need to know about the series, guys? I mean, you guys are just obviously so excited about it. What's the reaction been like with your friends and family? And it's kind of cool that your family could see you on television.
Yeah, it's been pretty fun. You know, I don't think any of us have ever thought that something like this would happen. You know, I thought we all love cooking and stuff, but I don't think we would think it would evolve into a cooking show. So it makes it that much more exciting for us.
Cooking really brings people together. I also was going to tell you guys that also within AfterBuzz, and then, you know, AfterBuzz being created, co-created by Kevin Undergaro and entertainment reporter Maria Menounos. Maria's mother actually does a cooking segment at the facility around here too. So
I've heard. I want to come by for some of
yeah,
that.
I feel like there's just so much cooking going around, you know. So I will do the eating portion of the cooking. So you guys just keep on cooking. My question to you kids: do you are there things that you kind of don't know about Adam and his skill set, or did you have any questions for him? He's the host, but during this experience, you get to know and learn him more. Is there anything you guys had for him, question wise?
Yeah, I got a question. So,
Rapid fire.
Man,
well, I recently heard you on Food Network Star.
yes,
And
it was.
I just wanted to know about that. I
Oh.
watch the show all the time.
So so it was pretty interesting. You know, as I said before, like I wanted to, you know, I always wanted to act or perform. Cooking was always kind of like these guys. It was just a passion I always had. I was always really curious, and I always loved to eat, and
That's
I
how
always
I
loved to
feel
make
about
food.
I feel about naps the same way. Yeah.
So, you know, I actually had a restaurant with my brother and some of my friends in Philadelphia. I moved to Philly, and then I got really lucky. I went to an open call for this next Food Network Star, and now it's called Food Network Star. And I saw that opportunity as kind of like my audition to do all the things that I want to do. It was like, this is the first chance I'm really going to have to be on TV, and I just wanted to make an impression. I didn't have, you know, all the wide range of cooking talents like that even these guys do have. Like my specialty was like smoked meats, barbecue, which also takes a long time. So I was not necessarily the most equipped to do that kind of show, but it was important to me to leave an impression. So, you know, whatever the challenge was, I just tried to, you know, give the producers good television. In my opinion, like that's what I was doing. I'm like, I'm gonna be remembered for something. And in the beginning, it was being remembered for some colossal failures. And as the competition
But
went
that's
on,
vulnerability a little.
yeah, no, I mean, yeah, you know, I wasn't just a clown. I just tried to make everything heightened and everything big. And then as we went on, I had a chance to do more my kind of food because we had more time in the challenges. And as I did the sort of food that I was more comfortable with, I did better and better, and I made it all the way to the end.
Yeah.
I didn't win, but you know, then I got my own show after that, and you know.
Yeah, because he went in there with his like personality and then also showcased a little bit of talent. I guess you got to
Right.
do it all. You got to have like
But
the
they
skill
already
set.
have the cooking talent on top of it, so
and they've been super cool today. So I'm like really excited about just all the growth. Do you guys know the only show that ever cook wise that like came to me as far as like an audition or you know casting was worst cook in what is it called?
Worst cooks in America.
They called me and I was like, well, I mean, I would be the worst cook in America, but it never happened. But yeah, they did call me.
Yeah.
So that's as close as I get to the cooking thing. But yeah, you guys are super cool. I think it's gonna go really well. Do you guys watch any of the other FYI television programs? Because I know there's some really great ones. So I just kind of want to know what you guys thought about that.
My entire family is hooked on the Married at First Sight show.
Yeah, I work
Same
production on both seasons, and it was a good show.
really? Oh,
Yeah.
wow.
Yeah, so I'm glad you guys liked that one. Yeah.
Yeah.
I haven't seen that one yet, but I've been enjoying the Randy's Rock Feast. Is that what it's called?
Rusty's
Oh,
Rock
yeah.
Rusty's Rock Fest.
The one where he travels, right?
with the Zach Brown band.
That's what I think about FYI. They're like all the shows they're creating are just like great concepts. You know, like even with you guys, Man vs. Child, Chef Showdown. Like these, that's a good one. He's traveling across the country with Zach Brown band. Is that right?
And you get to hear like Zach Brown is actually in the show, and there's music on the show, and there's really good food, like kind of like tied to the local culture and stuff.
It's like like the shows on FYI are like not necessarily what I mean. They're called reality TV, but they're like. They're different. I don't know.
Yeah.
They're kind of taking it back.
I feel like they're doing a little bit of you know, I know edgy is such a buzzword, but it's kind of just like a more like relevant to their audience, a younger crowd. You know, taking things like the cooking competition shows and whether it's a marriage reality show, but they're kind of just putting interesting spins on their shows for a younger audience, for a more modern audience, I think.
Right. Anything we should know as far as expecting for the end of the season? How many episodes do we have in total, guys?
13.
13 episodes. Oh God, I really hope it does good, and I hope you guys like tweet it out and get everyone on the bandwagon.
The first two are available at FYI.tv. So if people want to get caught up, if you are not sure if you have FYI or you're not sure what channel it is, you could check with your local cable provider. But you can definitely check out the first couple of episodes at FYI.tv.
Yeah, FYI is a division of the A&E network, so great programming over there, and I'm just so excited to see the chef situation with you guys. Is there other shows food related? I think there are a couple other shows food related on FYI.
There's with the Fong brothers. The Fong brothers with the Fong, which are hilarious. They go around and they've actually they did something on Doghouse actually, which is where I make sausages for. So
you talking about you as far you said your own restaurant. Which is what?
Well, the restaurant I was referring to in Philly was called the Smoked Joint, a Barbecue Experience.
Okay.
But now I actually make all the hot dogs and sausages for Doghouse restaurants, which are around California, and I'm going to be opening in Texas and Colorado.
He sounds so busy, guys. He sounds like he's doing, just like even doing the research on him today, I'd like, for the show and stuff, I'm like, oh my God, I can't even keep up with him.
Oh my God, I was so busy today, I was like playing Arkham Knight for like 3 hours in a row.
He never
trying to beat like the Riddler after this puzzle. I like wanted to call Holden and be like, I can't figure this puzzle out. Do you access your prodigy brain?
I know, we need Holden for everything. That's going to be an app. Like, oh God, how do I get through it? I got to call Holden for some help. Holden for help.
Yes, the Holden line.
Holden, or any of you really, younger kids that are doing the same thing, do they ask you for like guidance or something like that? Or, do you guys instruct others or?
Okay, for me, I do a class every week at the local temple. And there's a preschool there, so I kind of became this cooking instructor for all these preschoolers. And I'm not doing the normal ants on a log or the basic things that preschoolers normally do. The first day, it was pizza and the dough we made from scratch. And these are 3-4-year-olds. One of them is 2. And I'm pretty much training the next generation of prodigy chefs.
The people that will be taking your job on Man vs. Child Chef Showdown, essentially.
Eventually, yeah.
Yeah.
Well, no, it'll just be growth and involvement, and he'll be running the network.
Exactly. Yeah. They'll host the show. Yeah. I'll run the network. We'll just move to the right.
Yeah. All right. Cool. Do you guys want to go around and maybe do your like Instagram, or I don't know if you have like Pinterest or something? Just kind of promoting your stuff. Of course, I and every smart person should just watch the show the next couple weeks. 13 episodes in, type of thing.
Idea.
But maybe promote your stuff. Go ahead.
I would just say the Prodigies are 1-1 right now. So they've won one, they've lost one. We know what happens, but definitely tune in. It's fun. There's a lot of great stuff to see that they each do. I'm thinking about like individual dishes that they've done. You're going to be blown away. So now when they're going to give you all their Instagram information, maybe you can reach out and they'll give you some of their recipes or something like that.
Yeah. Feel free to ask any questions you like.
All right. Yeah. I'm getting a recipe from each of these kids. All right, cool. Cloyce, how do we find you online and stuff of that nature?
Yeah, you can find me at Chef Cloyce on both Instagram and Twitter, and I have a Pinterest, but I'm pretty sure it's at Chef Cloyce.
Just whatever you want to promote. Guys, question: doesn't he have like such the good actor look? Now that he told us like he's going to be an actor too, or that's one of the things. Yeah, he's got a great look for that.
We've tooted their horns enough.
Oh,
he's okay.
All right, we got to find a shortcoming of all of them. All right, next.
My Instagram is at Chef Emmalee Rainbow, and then my Twitter is Emmalee Abrams _.
You said your middle name was Rainbow?
Yeah, my actual middle name.
Oh, your parents named you Rainbow?
Yeah,
middle name. Oh.
And Emmalee spelled weird, so thanks.
Oh, you didn't? That's not a stage name.
No. No, real middle name.
Government
Says it on my
name.
birth certificate.
Emmalee. This is how you spell
Yeah.
it. All right. Holden.
Okay, I'm at Chef Holden Cooks on both Twitter and Instagram.
All right, cool. And Adam, what is any last synopsis of the show, or something we should really, because you're really great at explaining this
look,
concept.
I'm on the show, and I was actually blown away by how entertaining the show is. Because while I saw the whole competition, I didn't even get to see like the interviews, which are a huge part of it, which is the kind of beat by beat as the things are going. So I mean, you can listen to it. Hopefully we piqued your interest, but I'm sure once you watch the show, like I've been looking at what people are saying on Twitter, people are loving the show. More so than any show that I've had the pleasure to work on before. So it's really exciting. You're going to learn about cooking. You're going to marvel at how wonderful these kids are. It'll make you laugh. It'll make you cry.
And
So
more
check
than
it out.
anything, when Adam works on the show, if it gets like season 2, 3, 4, and 5, he'll know that it's because hours, he won't have to work a 16-hour day.
And I also know that the way to get a show picked up is by featuring adorable children and keep me in as a minimal part of the show as possible, which I love.
He's an adorable man, so it works out for everybody.
Yeah.
And where do we find you on social media?
At Adam Gertler.
Yeah.
Which
and
is
weekly here too, right?
Yeah, weekly here at DC Movie News SK is our Twitter for the DC show. At Doghouse Adam for all sausage related information and
Get
things
your
like
sausage, man. Yeah.
that. So there's a lot.
The show
going on.
you do here, there were two of my favorites, I think. Who do you do the show with?
Oh, with
Actually, time out. We did have Instagram roundup for Adam. Do we have time for that?
What? Did you?
Yes, we're going to end the show with Instagram roundup, looking at his Instagram.
Yeah.
So
now-
that's Johnny LaQuasto and Roxy Stryer of AfterBuzz and
Good
Popcorn
timing.
Talk Network, and this is us on the set of our DC Movie News show, where we talk about all the movies, TV shows in the world of DC Comics coming to live action. These are some of my sausages, which I have here, which I always travel
Always
with.
ready.
I got some more. We got our green pork chili one here. I got a
See.
chicken fontina sausages
Look at
here.
this.
So yeah, you
got
can
it.
find these at Doghouse restaurants all over, soon running all over the country. Life's
Wow.
good.
If you stay ready, you do not have to get ready. I love that. Next picture, we got 2 more for you, and then we'll wrap up the show. Look at this personality on this guy.
Yeah, so this is what am I doing there? That's
It may have been like 100 weeks ago. I tell you, our,
okay,
our
so-
research team here really digs.
Yeah, there was some kind of rock and roll party. Oh, you know what? Maybe it was like a Halloween or something like that. But that like this thing around my head right there that was like inspired by like Keith Richards. Yeah, and
Looks
I'm ready
like a
to rock
concert
out.
or something. Well, hey everybody, make sure you guys watch FYI Network's very own amazing show that I'm so into right now, Man versus Child, Chef Showdown. We've got all the children here -2, but I mean, watch them on the series. You'll really love it. We've got sausages, we've got Adam Gertler, and of course, if you guys could just continue to stay online with us at AfterBuzz TV. My name is Ronnie Jr. I appreciate you guys having the conversation with us, and I'm so excited for these kids' careers, Adam's career, and all that good stuff. Any final notes for anybody?
My career is in their hands, so watch the show, and hopefully we get picked up for more seasons.
Watch the show, eat sausage, and support these kids. Man versus Child, Chef Showdown, AfterBuzz!
Nice.
From executive producers Maria Menounos, Kevin Undergaro, Phil Svitek, and the entire AfterBuzz TV staff, we would like to thank you for listening to the AfterBuzz TV network. To watch or listen to other after shows and post comments or questions, be sure to visit AfterBuzzTV.com. I'm Sir Richard Wentworth, and this has been a presentation of AfterBuzz TV.
The views expressed herein are those of the hosts only and do not necessarily reflect the views of AfterBuzz TV or its owners or principals.